All right, peace and blessings, all praises to the Most High. I want you guys to check out this video about the brothers and sisters from Lincoln Heights who are keeping it hot with the community patrols and the protecting of themselves after a neo-Nazi invasion into the historically black village of Lincoln Heights in near Cincinnati, Ohio. So just check this video out, and then I'm going to come back with a little commentary on the subject.
Turn now to one community in Ohio, which is now the center of a growing national debate about civil rights, hate speech, and the Second Amendment. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford visited the town of Lincoln Heights, where residents have formed an armed community defense group in the wake of a neo-Nazi rally. Morgan joins us now. You were there just on Tuesday. What did the residents tell you about what's going on?
Yeah, I was there just this week. John, it was fascinating because what's interesting is that this town was founded during the Great Migration back in the 20s as a refuge for black citizens, which is why it was especially painful when neo-Nazis suddenly appeared in this 3,000-person majority black town. But they decided to fight back, taking up arms and patrolling their own streets. Now they're at the center of a much larger debate about protection and free speech and who gets it.
These aren't police officers or soldiers.
Your business owners, your fathers, your sons, daughters.
These are civilians, members of the Lincoln Heights Safety and Watch program.
It's a duty. Okay, let's go.
The duty, protecting their neighborhood, the majority black village of Lincoln Heights, Ohio. After neo-Nazis held a rally here last month, carrying rifles, waving swastikas, and hurling racial slurs, just moments before children were let out of school. At the time, law enforcement officials said the neo-Nazis did not break any laws, but an investigation by county prosecutors is ongoing. Weeks later, the KKK came with these flyers.
First African-American community above the Mason-Dixon line of staff.
Safety and Watch Group spokesperson Durrance Daniels says the police did not do enough, which was more chilling because the town was founded in the 1920s as a safe haven for black residents.
Lincoln Heights is our home. If somebody broke into your home, you call the police, and the police says, you know, if they do it again, we haven't broken any law, so we're just going to allow them to break into your home again. What would you do?
Are you worried at all that having a potentially armed response could just create more friction, create more danger?
I'll answer that by saying I've never felt safer as a black man in my community than I have right now.
The mayor of Evendale, which oversees the police force that responded that day, said in a statement to NBC News, "Our emphasis on de-escalation and public safety resulted in the incident's resolution without injuries to any of the persons involved." But residents here say they can't afford to wait. Every day, the Safety and Watch Group escorts children to school and patrols the streets.
Why do you all wear masks?
Those Nazis, we have reports of them finding our backgrounds, so we're not hiding ourselves from the residents, but we're protecting our family from what we're doing out here.
While many locals do support the security group, some, like business owner Eric Ruffin, say they wish the group wasn't needed.
We don't want to become what we hate. You know, we don't want to become a group of people that walk around feeling like we have a reason in America to have to protect ourselves.
And this community
Stand up.
Stand up.
is not backing down.
We contacted the mayor of Evendale's office, and they say that prosecutors are looking at body camera footage of the neo-Nazi rally to see if any criminal charges could be filed. But meantime, the Hamilton County Sheriff is also calling on state lawmakers to pass legislation making it a crime to wear a mask with the purpose of intimidation while open carrying, guys.
So, Morgan, let me ask you, one of the people you interviewed there, a young man, said he's never felt safer in his community than he does now. So this could have an impact nationwide, things like this. I mean, there is a contagion factor in safety. People always seek it. What did the mayor or anybody that you spoke to think about the contagion factor?
Durrance, I don't want to speak for him, but after my conversation with him, I feel like I could confidently say he would say the contagion factor has already happened. Because when I asked, is this a reaction to a local moment or a national movement? And he said, look at January 6th. He said you already have people felt emboldened to come here locally because of what they saw nationally. If you can hang from the building of the hallowed halls of the Capitol and then be pardoned, not be prosecuted, why don't you think you can come to a small village of African Americans, only 3,000 people?
Morgan, does the group have any real authority? But as long as they stay within the confines of the law, they should be okay.
It's a great question. You know, I asked that basically, are you stopping cars when they come in because you think someone looks suspicious? Is that, you know, profiling in its own sort of way? And they said, no. We are patently aware of what our rights are and what our limitations are. They said, we're not officers. What we do is we are trying to cooperate with the police department. So if we see suspicious activity, because remember the KKK came back with flyers just after this rally. So they're saying this is more of a defensive posture to deter people from entering our community and showing them by virtue of our masks, by virtue of our guns, that you can't come here and we're not going to take this punchline down.
All right, an important story, fascinating. NBC News correspondent and NBC News Now daily anchor Morgan Radford. Morgan.
Shout out to the brothers and sisters of Lincoln Heights. Once again, I've talked to a few of the brothers up there, and they're definitely continuing to stand on business as they continue to patrol their neighborhood. But this video is kind of sketchy because all through the video, if you really listen to the questions that these white people are asking, they are almost trying to paint the residents as the bad guys. You know, the article starts off, well, these are not police officers. These are, you know, they show them, you know, with the guns and masked up and everything. And, you know, they continue to ask, you know, my brother DeRose, and shout out to, I think I said your name right, questions once again that are suspect. Hey, don't you think that you're going to create more danger? You know, are you know, by you guys being armed, do you think you might get an armed response? You know, like, these people are protecting their home. These people were minding their own business when the group of neo-Nazis came to their historically black homestead. As the brother said, if somebody breaks in your home and you call the police and the police say, well, you know, they're not breaking any laws, what would you do? And if you take a look back at that, when the guys were in the U-Haul and they were looking towards the people, it's actually a camera in that U-Haul, and that looks like a body camera. You know, who is filming from that camera that the news is able to get that footage? Go back and watch it. When those guys are in the van and the people are chasing them off, there is a camera that is showing from behind the cowards in the van. So this whole thing kind of reeks of police involvement. You have the mayor talking about, well, it was our emphasis on de-escalation that caused this incident to go off without a hitch. Basically, what you're saying is you protected them. We've already shown on this channel how you escorted them to and fro. And I've shown videos where it looks like police were even driving the van. You know, we know they escorted them, but they were definitely, looks like a police officer was driving the U-Haul with the trunk full of cowardly Nazis. Now, also, they had to put a resident in there, Mr. Eric Ruffin, a business owner. Well, you don't want to become, you know, what we hate. You know what? You don't want to feel like you have to walk around with guns and, you know, to feel safe. Once again, if nobody came to that community to bother the people, they wouldn't need those. And another thing, just go back and listen to all of these points that they are trying to once again criminalize the people who are literally protecting themselves, walking their children to school. They said the Hamilton County DA is going to make it a crime to wear a mask with the intent of intimidation while open and carrying. Why? The brother clearly explains we're not, wearing masks to hide ourselves. We're wearing masks to protect ourselves so people won't come and try to harm our families when we are out here. People looking up our background, and even the lady said, "Where, are you guys stopping cars?" It's almost like really, really nefarious if you listen to this news video. Is that they started out with the premise of, these residents are standing up for them, but all throughout the video, the narrative is, are you sure you're doing the right thing? Is it right to wear a mask? Do you really feel safe? Are you going to get an armed response? All of those questions, we ask, what about the contagion? The contagion where people all across the nation are going to take this and, they're going to be armed black people everywhere. All of these questions is just mind-boggling to me. Does the group really have any authority to be outside like that? So, while once again I commend my brothers and I actually, saw this coming from the outset. When I first saw it, they're going to try to criminalize the brothers, but I thank my brother for articulating and the people of Lincoln Heights for knowing their rights. But they're trying to once again make it hard for them by saying, okay, well, you can't we're going to make it a crime now. It's never been a crime, but now that it wasn't a crime when the white supremacists came to the neighborhood to do it, right? It wasn't a crime. But now they're going to try to, just listen and look at that video in the context of the way I'm laying it out. Go back and look at it, and then you'll kind of see what I'm saying, that they're literally trying to create the Lincoln Heights community as the bad people when they're literally just protecting their homestead. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Shout out to the brothers and sisters of Lincoln Heights. But, definitely you got to stay on your square and be watchful. 919-587-7782. Peace and blessings.